Good morning. Welcome to the class of history. Today we will be discussing the second chapter and the part 4 of this very chapter. The name of the chapter is the Vedic Age. We will be starting from page number 84. So you can turn over to the page number 84 of this very chapter, the Vedic period. We have discussed the first point of the political life, that is the king. We will be discussing some points of the political life, that is the minister, advisor and officials, and the Sabha and Samiti. After that, we will be discussing the Vedic literature and the science, then the latter Vedic age, the epic age, and the changes in the society. Right? We will be discussing one by one. Let's start with the political life. Right? So, we have already discussed the first point of the topic political life, that is the king, in the last video. In this very video, we will be discussing about the second point, that is ministers, advisor and official. Here it says in a book, the king was assisted by ministers, advisors and officers in the discharge of his duties. As you know, no political system can run by a single person. There needs to be a group of individual, a set of individual to run a political system, to run a country, to run a tribe, to run an administration. King requires certain ministers, certain advisors and certain officials. To run the administration, there must be officers. To advise the king, there must be advisors. And to give some special reference about the administration of the and policy matters to policy reference to the king, there is ministers. So the king requires ministers, advisors and officials for the administration of the tribe or the country. So the king is assisted by ministers, advisors and officials in discharge of his duties. The chief among them was the Purohita, who advised the king in religious matters and those relating to moral conduct. In religious matters, the advisor was called Purohit. Those who advise in the religious matters and the moral matters was called the moral matter advisor, and religious matter advisor was called Purohita. The term used for the religious matter advisor and moral matter advisor is the Purohita. Next to him was Senani, who was the head of the army. The army was headed by, the official who headed the army was Senani. The official who headed the army was called Senani, who was the head of the army, equal to the modern commander-in-chief of the forces. Like we have chief of defense staff, who is now Bipin Rawat. Similarly, in the administration of a country, the official who heads the chief of the armed forces was called Senani. He led the forces in the times of war. Then there was Gramini, the village headman who helped the king to looking after the affairs of the village. Gramini looked after the affairs of the village. The official who looked after the affairs of the village was called Gramini, right? So there were ministers, advisors and officials. Maybe it military, maybe the rural administration was being administered by the Gramini, who administered the village administration, right? There was decentralization of power and the king interfered very little in the village administration. Like today, there is decentralization of power from center to state to the village administration to the local level. In the same way, at the time of the Vedic period, there was decentralization of administration to the village level, and the king, the first point that we discussed in the last video, did not interfere in the village administration. The village administration was less or least interfered by the king in the administration of the village, right? Next is Sabha and the Samiti. These are the two most important institutions of the country, of the political administration of a country at that very time in the Vedic age, right? So there were two assemblies called Sabha and Samiti. Sabha and Samiti are two assemblies. Sabha and Samiti. These are the two assemblies of the Vedic period. This Sabha and Samiti are the two assemblies of the Vedic period. The Sabha was a small selected group of elders of the families. This could be called the council of elders of the village. The sabha was a council of elders of the village. This sabha comprised of the elders of the village. This sabha comprised the elders of the village. जो गांव के उम्रदराज लोग होते थे, अनुभवी लोग होते थे, वो सभा के सदस्य हुआ करते थे, सभा के गणमान्य व्यक्ति हुआ करते थे, right? This could be called the council of elders of the village. The sabha was in a direct and close contact with the king. The sabha through the elderly people has a direct contact with the king. So through sabha, king controlled the administration of the village, right? The Samiti, on the other hand, consisted of the people of the tribe where anybody could go and put forward his views or give his suggestions. Samiti may be comprised of anybody who can go there and put up his suggestion. It may be comprised of anybody who can be the member of the Samiti and put up his suggestion, right? The Samiti was this General Assembly. Samiti was like a General Assembly, not the General Assembly of United Nations. It is a General Assembly means Aam Sabha. Aam Sabha, not the General Assembly of United Nations. Don't get confused with the General Assembly of United Nations. It is General Assembly. General Assembly matlab Aam Sabha, right? The Samiti was a General Assembly. Both Sabha and Samiti took up all the important matters relating to Jana and helped the king in the affairs of the tribe. It helped the king in the administration of the tribe. At that time, the tribe had the head as a king. King was the head of the tribe, because at that time there were small tribes that was headed by a king. That was not a big empire that was ruled by a king. There was small tribes in the Vedic age that was being ruled by the king, right? Next, the Vedic literature and science. Next topic is the Vedic literature and science. Here it is saying, during this period, very rich Vedic literature was produced. During the Vedic age, very rich Vedic literature was produced. The Rig Veda is the first and the oldest among all of them. It is believed to have been revealed by God to the rishis and the sannyasis, sons. The Vedic literature is also called Shruti, which means divine revelation for the reason. Means it is called Shruti, means one which is heard from the mouth of God, right? So it is being revealed by God to the rishis. Rishis are someone who जो तपस्या करते हैं, वनों में उनको ऋषि कहा जाता है, और भगवान के द्वारा ये ऋषि को बताया गया ज्ञान था. That was written in Rig Veda, right? There are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda and Athar Veda. Let me deal with the content of each of the Vedas. Let me deal with the content of each Vedas. We are discussing this very point, the Vedic literature and the science. We are basically discussing this point, Vedic literature, in which we are discussing the 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda, right? So the content of Rig Veda. Rig Veda has 1028 hymns in praise of God and goddesses. ऋग वेद में 1028 मंत्र हैं. ऋग वेद में 1028 मंत्र हैं. वो देवी देवताओं के महिमा मंडित करते हुए उनको बनाया गया है. करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट इज साम वेदा. द साम वेदा contains hymns to be sung by special class of priest at the time of some sacrifice. जब बलि दी जाती है उस टाइम प्रीस्ट मतलब पुजारियों के द्वारा मंत्र का जो उच्चारण किया जाता है, that is contained in Sam Veda. In this very literature, the second literature of the Vedic age is Sam Veda. Third is Yajur Veda. The Yajur Veda has hymns that are to be followed in ordinary sacrifice. जब आम बलि दी जाती है तो यजुर वेदा के मंत्रों का उच्चारण किया जाता है. Next is Atharva Veda and the last Veda. In the Atharva Veda, there is the collection of songs, spells and magical charms against the spirit. इसमें जादू टोना के बारे में बताया गया है. This is the 4th Veda, right? Besides the 4 Vedas, the Brahmanas, the Aranyaks and the Upanishads also forms the part of early Vedic literature. Besides 4 Vedas, we have 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda. Besides there are Brahmanas, Aranyaks and Upanishads. Vedas, Brahmanas and Upanishads gives us enough idea about the scientific development of Vedics, about mathematics, astrology, एंड एस्ट्रोनॉमी। इससे हमें क्या पता चलता है? ब्राह्मण उपनिषद से हमें किस चीज़ के ज्ञान के बारे में पता चलता है? गणित के बारे में, एस्ट्रोलॉजी ज्योतिष के बारे में, एस्ट्रोनॉमी खगोल विद्या के बारे में पता चलता है। मैथमेटिक्स वॉज डिवाइडेड इनटू वेरियस ब्रांचेस। अब इसमें जो साइंस है जिसमें खगोल विद्या, ज्योतिष विद्या और गणित के बारे में बताया गया है, उसमें मैथमेटिक्स के डिफरेंट ब्रांचेस के बारे में भी वेदास में बताया गया है, उपनिषद में बताया गया है और ब्रह्मनास में बताया गया है। अर्थमेटिक वॉज नोन एज अंक गणिता, मैथमेटिक्स वॉज नोन एज अंक गणिता, ज्योमेट्री was known as Rekha Ganita, and algebra was known as Bij Ganita. The people were also aware of various type of mathematical calculation like cubes, cube roots, square roots and under roots. The concept of zero was also known to them. The decimal system also used. मतलब decimal system से लेके दशमलव पद्धति से लेके शून्य के बारे में और क्यूब रूट, स्क्वायर रूट और अंडर रूट जिसके बारे में आप मैथमेटिक्स में अभी पढ़ते हैं, वो सब भी वेदा में बताया गया है, उपनिषद में और ब्रह्मनास में बताया गया है। ड्यूरिंग द वैदिक पीरियड एस्ट्रोनॉमी वाज वेल डेवलप्ड। एस्ट्रोनॉमी कहने का मतलब खगोल विद्या। द पीपल न्यू अबाउट सोलर एंड लूनर इक्लिप्स। सूर्य ग्रहण और चंद्र ग्रहण के बारे में लोग जानते थे। इन द साइंस, इन द वैदिक लिटरेचर दैट इज साइंस, पीपल न्यू अबाउट सोलर एंड लूनर इक्लिप्सेस and about the movement of other heavenly bodies and calculated their position at different times. They had prepared accurate calendar. They have prepared accurate calendar. They have prepared accurate calendar. They have prepared accurate calendar. So I think the time is over of this very video. So let us conclude. We will be discussing this last point, these 2 points, later Vedic age and changes in the society in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye.